What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got the upgrade predictions for week 2 in MLB The Show. The first week was pretty exciting. It seems like they're going to be very aggressive. We saw a 5-point boost for Sonny Gray, which I really think focused on the fact that they undersold him coming into the year, so they made up for that, which I like. I really supported that move. But I think that this week's going to be a real big litmus test to just how aggressive they're going to be. We didn't even see any downgrades last week. Are we going to see some this week? How much are they really going to be moving back and forth? So I'm trying to balance my normal sort of, protect it, not going too crazy with things with this new short season every week type of deal, and making sure that I don't go too far, but also make sure that I'm giving you guys the right picks here. If you are one of my Twitch viewers and you are a subscriber, you can join the Discord. Make sure your Twitch and your Discord are linked, and there are 2 investment channels in there where I give all my guesses. I have 58 players this week that I have upgrades for. I don't do downgrades. I'm going to be sharing with y'all 29 of those here. So if you want the rest, come out, twitch.tv/spore and subscribe. If not, I understand. I've got some gems in here. I don't just hold everything for the, I don't hold just everything for the Twitch channel, but obviously I want to reward those who subscribe to me. But let's go ahead and dive right into it with the man of the hour that we're on right now. Aaron Judge has absolutely been smashing the ball. Now, he's not a level change. There's nowhere to go from Diamond, but this actual inside edge looks a lot like what I think he's going to get, which is a 3-point boost into the 91 range. I don't know if it'll come in the form of plus 11s against righties, but the fact of the matter is I do see him getting a 3-point bump. Now, I've kind of labored on how to do this as far as order, so y'all can let me know what you like better. Should I go team by team? Should I go tier by tier? Or what exactly should I go by level? Should I start, with the commons all the way up or with the diamonds all the way down? I don't know the best way to do it, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think. For this one, I'm going by current overall. So you'll see our next guy is going to be Shane Bieber, a fresh diamond. I think he's going to get another upgrade right off rip. I think he's going to go up to about 88 or so. He's been a monster now dating back to last year. So again, this is a little bit of a catch-up situation. I don't think that they underrated him coming into the year, but I think we know pretty clearly at this point that he's one of the game's aces, and they want his card to reflect that the best that they can. So I think getting him up to an 88 and then kind of letting him sit there for a while before they make that 90 plus jump, I think that'd be the right move. Now, our new diamond of the week. Now, I don't know how many there's going to be, if any, but the guy that I'm looking at for it is Lance Lynn. My God, has he been awesome. Now, here's the thing. Lance Lynn's always been good. He was a workhorse from day one, really. He kind of cut that mold. He was a big boy. You see 6'5", 280 here. He might even be a little bit bigger than that, which, he cuts that workhorse mold of like just your quality number 2, number 3 type who can get you 6-7 innings every time out, always there, Mr. Reliable. Now he's kind of amping it up a level. He has been incredible, and I really think his per nines across the board could get a boost to get him to those 2 points and get him into the diamond tier, especially given that they are going to be making quick moves. Based on what we've seen out of him so far, I think it's time. Now I've got 3 84s, 3 guys going into the 84 range for you here. Let's start with a Cincinnati Red, Trevor Bauer. I think he's going to be right on the cusp of diamond. If you invested last year, you know how much pain Trevor Bauer caused folks by teasing and tantalizing at the 83-84 range when he was looking like diamond potential, and they were just kind of waiting to make sure that he was good to go, and he'd always have that kind of backslide start that would take him out of the diamond range, and then he just really fell apart at some point in the season. I remember there was a key start in Miami where, of course, we're like, well, now he's going to destroy Miami and it'll be Diamond Bauer. He gets beat up a bit, and all of a sudden the wheels were off. But I think he's going to go to 84 this week and really set himself up for diamond. He's got incredible talent, and I think a couple more good starts and we'll see him at an 85. I also think that Fernando Tatis Jr. is really setting himself up for a potential diamond in the very near future. My God, the home run he hit on Wednesday night at Petco was truly incredible. He's already got 4 stolen bases on the year, so the 26 steal needs to go way up. So I think he's going to get 2 points, move up to an 84, and really set himself up for diamond. You can see the market's already pretty aggressive on him right now. Depending on when you invested, you can get out right now and turn a pretty handsome profit. By the way, that leads me to a point. Don't be afraid to sell on hype. You don't have to wait till the guys get upgraded all the way. You can sell on hype and lock in that profit. Then you're not at the whims of SDS, and you don't have any disappointment. Yeah, you might leave some money on the table, but it's all about profit. And if you're guaranteeing yourself stubs profit, take it and run. Don't worry about what could happen. Think of the Giancarlo Stanton investors last week that were super excited and thought that he would get diamond. I was among them as far as thinking that he would get diamond. I don't have any Stanton shares. I just didn't end up getting any. But I thought he was definitely going to get diamond, and they gave DJ LeMahieu instead, which I thought was a little bit peculiar. And I got to be honest, Stanton hasn't really done anything since the last upgrade to really say, well, now this is the week. So it would be a little bit surprising if they went to him this week for diamond. But if you had sold on hype, you'd already be spending your stubs on other players. Anyway, our other 84 here that we're going to talk about is a teammate of Trevor Bauer and is Nicholas Castellanos. You can see here that the big upgrade against righties gets him to an 85 here on inside edge, and I think that's where a lot of his upgrade is going to come from. He's been absolutely crushing the ball this year, Castellanos has. He's been one of the very best hitters in all of baseball. And I think that he's really, even with that wretched fielding that he has, I think he's really setting himself up for a future diamond. I do have my notes here on this other screen if you're wondering why I keep kind of looking off to the side there. But he's hitting 387, 457, 935 with 5 of his 6 homers against righties. He's definitely getting a big upgrade. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't even be surprised if they went ahead and gave him the diamond, but I'm going to go ahead and put him at an 84 here and say that that's going to work. The reason why they could make the big jump the way they did with Sonny Gray, though, is because if you look at what he did since he joined the Cubs last year, he's been playing like a diamond player now for about 4 game months. If you really think about, well, actually, no, it would be August, September, and then so far this year. So closer to 2.5, 3 months. But still, he's been playing brilliantly. He's out of Comerica where he hated hitting, even though he hit 2 homers there over the weekend. I thought that was kind of funny. But he's going to go up to an 84, in my opinion, and really set himself up for diamond. And again, you can sell on hype. I mean, I got in super cheap, so I'm very much looking like I'm going to be selling here over the course of the evening and probably get out before I even have to worry, considering where I bought. I don't really think I need to wait around. If people want to buy at this level, like, I don't know why they're going to, but hey, it works for me. If they think they're locking in like a guaranteed 500, I guess. But to me, this seems like betting on a huge favorite in sports where you like, they're guaranteed to win, so I'm just going to bet them at like a minus 200, and then they end up losing. I'm going to sell on the hype here with Nicholas Castellanos, but I do hope he gets the diamond. He rakes. He's a beast. Now I've got 3 new golds for y'all, and they are 279s and a 78, so let's go ahead and get into those, folks. And let's see here. Again, I'm trying to figure out the best way to go through this here because, like, I don't know exactly where to find them. Should I go team by team? I don't know. But I'll take your thoughts in the comments on that. But the first one we'll go to is Giovanni Urschela. Here's a big reason why I think he should be gold, without a doubt. His defense needs an upgrade. Dude is a defensive wizard over at third, and he's toting a bronze defensive profile right now with a 62 field. I think that needs to go way up, let alone the fact that he's tearing the cover off the ball yet again. I've actually got him up to an 81, which is in line with this inside edge that he has here, which I like. I like inside edge when it's kind of a guide for us. In past years, the offline and online rosters used to match, so I could get some real precision with my upgrades. I'd go in and alter them myself. I don't have that anymore, so I'm flying a little bit more blind, but I think I've figured out the cadence of where MLB The Show is at. Well, at least up until this year when they're going once a week and it's a 60-game season. That's why I think this week's going to be so important. Kenta Maeda is another one. I thought he was going to get it last week, and he didn't quite get it. But I've actually got him going up to an 81 as well. Unfortunately, he was knocked around a little bit in his start today, but that will not count for the upgrade. They lock the upgrade on Wednesdays. So I think he's good to go this week to gold, at least to an 80, if not 81. It doesn't really matter. As long as he goes gold, that's all we really need. But I think he's done enough for it. He's awesome. I also think that it's time to upgrade his stamina a little bit. He's off the Dodgers. I think the Twins are trusting him a bit more, and I think we should see him go to gold. And then our third one is probably the most obvious of the bunch. A lot of folks, I think his price is already at a point where you could cash in right now. Where is Mr. Corey Seager? I know this is super inefficient, so you have to pardon me on that. I'm just going to go to the Dodgers on this one. Make it easier for myself. Yeah, look at this price. I mean, what are these people doing? Where do they think his price is going to go after he goes gold? Like, do they understand the market? I don't know. I mean, frankly, I would quick sell. If I can't get these to sell over here, I'm going to quick sell, and I'm still going to turn a big profit. Actually, maybe I won't quick sell in this, or this isn't quick selling. This is sell now. You could maybe do that depending on the profit, but I think he's such a lock for gold that either you sell, you put in sell orders, or you wait until tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central and go ahead and get your 1,000 stubs on the quick sell. But I have him going up to an 80, 2 points, 80, 81, somewhere in there. Again, doesn't really matter as long as he goes gold. While we're here, though, I've got 3 guys going from 78, 78, and 76 up to the 79 to 78 range. So they're the next golds to come. And one of them is his teammate, Jock Peterson, who's tearing the cover off the ball. He hit 2 homers on Wednesday night. I think that's really going to help him. I don't think it's going to help him get to gold quite yet because he does have such a deficiency against lefties. He is a platoon bat, but we know he can get to gold despite that. He does have 3 homers on the year and a 909 OPS. So I think there is a chance that he gets that 1 extra point here to kind of set himself up for gold if he continues to hit, let alone if he has a couple big games against lefties, then he would make it a lot easier for them to push him to gold. Now we'll go back here and we'll lower our threshold to 78, and I'll tell you about the other 2. One is a division mate of Jock Peterson's, and that is, you know what? Oh, I found him. Is Mike Yastrzemski. And I think Yastrzemski needs to go at least 79. He could feasibly go 80. This is probably my I don't want to say shakiest because that makes it sound like I don't believe in it, but like my 79 who I really think could go gold here. He's kind of my pivot case because not only can they upgrade his core offense, which to me I call the core offense the contact versus right and left and the power versus right and left. That's the core of your offense. But he has the most walks in the league. He has a 20-something% walk rate right now. So that discipline's set to go up quite a bit. That alone could get him there. So I've got him at 79, but I'm certainly investing in him as if gold is on the horizon. I don't have many of him because I got in late. But if I've got that card, you want to jump in now. Or I mean, you should have already been jumping in. I would not go for him right now because the price doesn't leave anything to be gained. But I really do think that if he doesn't get it tomorrow and people sell off, you could get back in the 600-700 range depending on how much he drops. I would definitely buy in at that point. And then the last one is a guy going to 78 in my opinion from 76, and there he is, Mr. Luke Voight. I love this guy. This dude absolutely mashes. He's already got 4 home runs on the season. I got him getting 2 points, maybe 3. Either way, 78, 79. Once you're on at 78 or better, you're on the doorstep to that gold mark. So I really like where Luke Voigt's hitting is at right now, and I do think that he is a hold for gold candidate. In fact, all 3 of these guys, Jock, Yastrzemski, and Voight, since I don't have them projected for gold tomorrow, I'm obviously holding them until they get to the gold level. Now let's jump down a tier into the bronzes, and I've got a group of bronzes here that are going to jump into the silver range. In fact, all 5 of these guys I've got going to a 76, and I am going to go team by team here just because there's so many bronzes. I could spend forever looking for these guys. So let's start with a pair of teammates in this Cleveland pitching factory. Aaron Savale and Zach Plesac are both 74s. I think they get silver easily, at least up to a 75, if not a 76, 77. My official prediction has them at a 76, but again, doesn't really matter. As long as they go silver, that's all we're looking for. I will say though, I'm holding both of these guys for gold. I'm not selling out of any shares that I have if I'm loaded up with them because I'm going to hold it all the way through. Worst case is that they linger in the silver range and you can use them for a team affinity or something like that. By the way, let me make that point real quick. Don't think that you can only invest for stubs. You can invest in players for upgrades that make them more valuable in the team affinities, and then you can do them in the exchanges and make your life easier there. You're still saving stubs. You're not necessarily adding to your bankroll as far as like quick selling and then your bankroll goes up, but you're taking less out of your bankroll to get those team affinities. So keep that in mind as well. And then we'll go with another division mate situation here. Go over to the White Sox real quick and talk about Luis Robert. Now, this price does not make any sense to me. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this, except that I guess people are aggressively in the he's going to go gold soon range. Obviously not tomorrow. He's definitely going to get into the silver tier. I've got him at a 76. He could go 77, maybe even 78, depending how aggressive they are. And again, I'll reiterate one more time. This is why I'm really excited to see just how aggressive they're going to be. Because if they put him at like a 78, 79, I'm like, okay, they're being really aggressive here. But I mean, sell now. Like, why would you hold these much longer? Like, don't wait, because he needs 2 upgrades. And yeah, he's playing brilliantly, but stuff happens, man. He's a rookie. He does strike out a little bit too much. So I think I'm putting up sell orders for sure if I have Luis Robert. I'm not risking it one bit. And then the other 2 silvers I have, let's see. One pitch today, and this start won't even count. It was his best of the bunch. Dylan Bundy is out of his mind this year, and I've got him up at a 76. He had a complete game today. He gave up 1 run, but pitched brilliantly against the Mariners. I've got him getting 3 points. This had him on inside edge getting up 5 points to a 78. I think if that start today had happened yesterday, we could have seen something as high as 5-6 points for Bundy. I do see him as a hold for gold, though. The price is cheap enough that you don't have to worry about necessarily, not worry about, but you don't have the ability to really sell out of him right now the way you do with Robert. I think you get in now if you want, and then hold him all the way till gold potential. He's using his fastball a lot less, diving into a slider. He got out of Baltimore. This is gonna be another black mark on their record for developing pitching, though. My goodness, because he is pitching so dang well that I think Dylan Bundy definitely is going to go up to silver and really sitting in a good position for gold. And then my last new silver is a Chicago Cub by the name of Ian Happ. Where are you, Mr. Happ? Oh, right at the top. Cool. And I've got him going up to a 76. He's tearing the cover off the ball. If you look, he came up last year. He's had some ups and downs already in his career. He got that first taste of major league success. There's a lot of hype on him going into 2018, and he really was kind of mediocre. Interesting thing is, despite how disappointing it was for the fantasy folks who were drafting him very highly, he still had, like I said, like an average season. He had a 102 OPS plus. That's 2 points better than league average. 15 homers, 8 stolen bases. But it was a disappointment because the expectations were high. Well, then last year he gets a 58 game sample, basically playing a lot of the second half, and he did really well. He had an 898 OPS. So now he brings it into this year. He's already up at 1047, and I think there's a lot of upgrading to be done here for Happ. He's hitting well against righties and lefties. Even if they focus mostly on the verse righties, there's plenty of movement there. He's hitting 292, 393, 750 against them with all 3 of his homers. He only has 12 plate appearances against lefties, but he does have a 300 average, a 417 OBP, and a 400 slug. I mean, he only has 3 hits and one of them's a double, so the slugging isn't off the charts. So maybe a couple contact points against lefties, but then a more substantial upgrade against righties. Either way, I definitely see him getting silver, and I do like him as a hold for gold if that's something you're interested in. If you're just investing to get him into the 75 to 77 range so that you can use him for team affinity, I'm okay with that too. But if you're a big Happ believer like I am, we're in it for the long haul. All right, next on my list, we're getting into some bronze to bronze movement. But these guys can definitely find themselves on the silver train in the near future. So we'll start with a Milwaukee Brewer pitcher by the name of Adrian Hauser, who I really like. I've only got him up a point or two into 74 right now, but I do think he is setting up for silver. I think that stamina could go up too. He was used as like a 3 to 4 inning guy last year, and then they would turn it over to their strong bullpen. This year they're turning him loose a bit more, and I really see Hauser as kind of a baby Brandon Woodruff, like a Woodruff in the making, with the potential to be as good as Woodruff at his peak. So I really see some upside here. I think he gets into the mid-silvers relatively soon, if he doesn't go to silver this update. But again, I've got him projected for a 74, so just the 1-point boost, but setting up the silver, and then from there, I'm just saying, we could see some gold. We could. Let me go back this way real quick to another Cub before I jump over back to the AL and talk about Tyler Chatwood. Now, I am on record as being a non-believer in Chatwood coming into this year. When the Cubs were projected to be first in the division in one of the projection systems, I kind of laughed at it. First off, I hate their bullpen, which is still a problem, but they've gotten so many great starts, and their lineup is strong, which I always admitted. But I liked Darvish, Hendricks, and that was it. I was like, the rest of their pitching, from the other starters to the bullpen, I'm out. But I've been wrong. I've been dead wrong. And Tyler Chatwood has been one of my biggest points of contention of being wrong. So, mea culpa, I was wrong. Tyler Chatwood, you've been a beast. And it's been fun to watch. And here's the thing. I was a scorned lover. Because when he first left Colorado for the Cubs, I was like, yo, this could end up being really good. I think he's got the stuff. And getting out of Colorado, I think what the Cubs do with developing pitching, he could be good. He was brutal the first year that he started with the Cubs. He had more walks than strikeouts, which is so difficult to do in a single start, let alone in a full season. So I was just out. I was out. Spare me your Tyler Chatwood love, but he's been awesome. And that BB9 is going to get a big boost. He's only walking 9% of his batters, which is still about average, maybe even a little bit worse than average. But when you continually walk 12, 15, I think the first year was, seriously, I think it was like 18%. Let me look it up real quick, if you'll all bear with me real fast. His first year with the Cubs was 20% walks in 104 innings too. This was not like a little tiny sample. So that's going to go up. I also think the stamina can go up, as can the hits and Ks. He's going to get a nice boost all around. I've got him at a 74. Again, pivotal card here. If they go really aggressive and move him to like a 76, I'll know to dial up where I'm doing my upgrades. Right now, this is kind of like 3 points is pretty big this early into the season, but it's a short season and they've mentioned how aggressive they're going to be. This will be a good test for me. All right, now let's get back into the AL with a few guys here. Let's start with a guy who did not get upgraded last week, which surprised me. Teoscar Hernandez got no love. What happened? Now, part of it, I guess, is that he's really been showing big power, and he already has some pretty decent power metrics here on his card. Those of you who play BR know that Teoscar is a lot of fun to use in a BR situation. I only have 4 plate appearances with him, but I've already got some decent numbers. I mean, that's nothing to put any stock into with four plate appearances. But he has 4 homers on the year, 278, 308, 667. I do think that we can get his power metrics over 80 for both of them. He has fantastic raw power. So I think that's where we're going to see it. And then maybe a nice healthy boost of contact against righties somewhere into the high 60s, which should push him up into the 74 range. I've got him at a 74. Again, I wouldn't necessarily be that surprised if he moved him to silver, but I think 74 fits, and then you kind of hang on to him and hope that he gets silver if he keeps going. Now, one thing I will say about Teoscar, I don't think he's necessarily somebody that I would save for silver or hold for gold, because his profile hasn't really changed that much. This just looks like a hot streak within the confines of his profile. Like every guy, one thing we have to remember sometimes is that every guy's a Major League Baseball player. They're all remarkably talented. The worst player is one of the very best baseball players in the world. And sometimes we have to think about that, because like we say, oh, so-and-so sucks. So-and-so sucks. That is compared to the best, like, 1% of baseball players in the world, maybe even smaller, like 0.5%. So to suck in the majors is to be an amazing player. And what I mean, why I bring that up, is because everybody can have their day in the sun. And he by no means sucks, by the way, even when he's not in a hot streak. He's like a solid type of league average player. But he's in the midst of a hot streak right now. We haven't really seen any profile changes that says that this is going to be a giant breakout season. So I would see where he goes for an update here, and then I would probably exchange my shares. I don't think I have very many. Yeah, I've only got 2. So if you're heavily invested in Teoscar, I'd probably sell out after Friday's update, assuming he goes up to the level that you're comfortable with. Let's move out to the West, stay in the American League, and talk about the Jesus Lizard, Jesus Luzardo, one of the most impressive rookie pitchers that we saw for a little bit last year and so far this year. He had some extended relief appearances and then got his first start. He's looked great. I've got him with a nice little 4-point boost up to a 74. Now, this is a guy I would hold. And I got to be honest, I could be convinced to hold for gold. I'm just that big of a believer in Jesus Luzardo. One thing I will say, that when you're coming from a 70, holding for a 10-point gain, it can be a little bit treacherous because there'll probably be some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows to everything. But that's how much I believe in him. So I'm inclined that even after this upgrade, I'm going to stick with Jesus Luzardo. I really think he's somebody that we could see push gold by the end of the year, and maybe even in relatively short order. Like, if he goes out and his next, 4 of his next 5 starts are great, and the one that isn't so great is just 5 innings, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts type of deal, but the other 4 are awesome, he could be up to gold by then. Again, depending how aggressive they are. I think I said earlier that was the last time I was going to bring that up, but I'm bringing it up with everyone. Depends how. Why is Lou Trevino going for okay, someone brought it down to 556, but why is that even happening? What's happening here? Can I get in on this? I'm gonna bring it way down. I don't usually do this much of a dip, but just because I think it's sketchy, I don't think I'm gonna get him for 550. I don't think anyone's gonna buy him for that, but maybe someone will buy him for 444. I doubt it. Anyway, staying out west, let's move over to Kyle Lewis. I think he's going up. I think he's going up more. Kyle Lewis is awesome. Where is he? Where the heck is Kyle Lewis? He is a 65. Okay, so he's on the next page. That's why. I've got him going up big. I got him going up 9 points to a 74. I think they just kind of boost his whole profile here and acknowledge that he's a beast. He has flaws. He strikes out a bit too much. He doesn't walk a lot, but he is walking twice as much as he did last year. He's got it up to about an 8% rate. I also think his defense needs an upgrade. I don't know why he's a common defender. He's a perfectly capable. I don't think he's a superstar defender either, but I don't think he's a bronze. So I think his whole profile needs a nice little jolt. I think they put him in the 74 and they kind of say, hey, here you go. You're a 74. Now, if you are legit, we'll get you into silver quickly and then possibly gold. But people already have him at 400, man. I'm going to sell a few here. I bought super cheap, so I'll sell these at 400 without a doubt. Yeah, I'll take all the 400s, and we'll kind of see how it goes from there. Obviously, there's a lot of love in the market for Kyle Lewis. Don't be afraid to jump out and take hefty profits, though, especially if you bought down in the double-digit prices, which a lot of us did. And then we've got, okay, moving over to the Twins real quick. These ones aren't huge ones to act on, but I want to give some love to lower tier players because they can be the next silvers and golds too, so you got to pay attention to them. I don't know how much upside Randy Dobnak necessarily has as far as getting to silver and gold, but I definitely have him for a big boost here. I've got him going 68 to 73. He's a really interesting pitcher, and I think he's going to be in their rotation for a bit as they've lost Rich Hill and Homer Bailey to the injured list. I think his per-nines and even his stamina need to get a little bit of a boost. He's showing that he can be a legitimate starter. Now, he's not a big strikeout guy, so I don't know that 49 K9 is going to jump up that much, but the hits and BB9 can definitely get a nice boost and maybe turn him into an interesting BR type of pitcher because he does have a splitty, which I know a lot of people like to throw, and then a four-seamer and a slider. His velo isn't crazy at 93, but yeah, I think I could see him as a BR or an events fill-in type. I've never used him. I don't know if he has any sort of funky delivery, but that's kind of where he's at. I don't see him surging to gold anytime soon or even necessarily silver, but I think he should get into the mid 70s and kind of be sitting on that silver cusp. This guy has one of the best names ever. His name is Chadwick Trump. What a great name. I got Chadwick Trump going up from a 68 to a 71. I think what he's been able to do in a part-time role as catcher, switching with Tyler Heineman, has been impressive. He's already got a couple homers and a 983 OPS. It's only 16 plate appearances, so, they're not going to go crazy. And I don't know much about him. He's 25 years old, so I'm not saying that he's surging beyond this, but give him a little love. Get him up to 71. Next one, let's go out to my Tigers real quick and talk about Tyler Alexander. He's a 51. He's literally our worst player. He struck out 9 in a row, tied the American League record, 10 in all. He has to get a nice healthy boost in his K9. What I really want, though, more than anything, is a really cool Tops Now card for Tyler Alexander. That'd be a lot of fun. Now, the moment is going to be a pain in the butt where you have to strike out 10 reds, but usually when they have those high strikeout ones, they do it on rookie, so it should be gettable. But I really hope they give us a Tyler Alexander Tops Now, because let's be honest, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about having your day in the sun. This was his day in the sun. I don't think he's going to take off as some sort of stud. I would love to eat my words on that because I am a Tigers fan. But I think, I've got him bumping up to somewhere in the mid 60s, and I think that's going to be about his peak. Let's go back out to Seattle real quick. Talk about Yusei Kikuchi, who I do think has some growth beyond what I'm going to put him at this week. I've got him going up to a really nice 69 on the heels of an excellent start recently, and he looked nasty, dude. I mean, I think there's some real upside here to even push into silver. Now, he has a 4.66 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. Neither of which is particularly good, so it's like, how much can they go? Because his first start at Houston was really bad, but then he threw 6 scoreless against the Oakland A's and really showed off some of his nasty stuff. He has 13 strikeouts in 9 2/3, so the K9 will get a boost, and he's only allowed 7.4 hits, so the hit 9 should get a boost too. So I've only got him getting the 4 points, but keep a close eye on Yusei Kikuchi. Strings together another few good starts, and all of a sudden I think we're talking about silver for him. Next guy who I don't know how he didn't get an upgrade last week, because I don't know why he's a 59 to begin with. James Karinchak. What's going on here? What's the deal with James Karinchak? Okay, please unsubscribe and never give me any attention for that terrible Seinfeld impersonation. But anyway, James Karinchak is a monster reliever. If you've watched him on the Cleveland Indians, you've seen him pitch. He is fun to watch. He's a quirky kind of reliever. I mean, he's number 99 for crying out loud. They got the K9 right, but what's with this BB9 at 22? Now, I will say, he pitched like 5 seconds last year in the majors, literally 5 1/3 innings, and he has 6 1/3 innings this year. But he has 2.3 walk rate for his major league career. Now, in the minors, he was at 5.5 walks per 9, which is huge, and that's why they gave him such a low BB9. I think it's time to start upping that, though. At least put it in the 50s and make him prove that this 2.3 has some legitimacy to it. But also, where does this hit 9 come from? He gave up 6.6 hits per 9 in the minors, which is a perfectly capable rate, and he's at 4.6 in his small major league time. So I think that goes way up. I think the K9 should go up into the 90s, and I think the BB9 should go into the 50s. So for me, that has him going up to a 68. Let's call it 69. You know what? Let's go 10 points, just because it's such a nice number. We got to do it. So I got James Karinchak now going to 69. I altered it on the fly for you guys. And then the last one here is another small type up-and-comer, and it's a guy who pitched yesterday in an interesting start, TJ Antone. He had a 4 1/3 inning start and a 4 2/3 relief appearance. Both were really good. I think I mixed those up, actually. No, he was 4 1/3 in both. So he has 8 2/3 on the season, 9 strikeouts. He's kind of nasty, so I think he needs a nice little upgrade. Get him into bronze. Let's see what he can do. I got him going from 62 to 67. Set him up. Keep an eye on him. These guys, with basically from Hauser on down, are guys to just keep an eye on, because again, they're going to be the next wave of silvers and then maybe potential golds. But you get in on the ground floor, that's how you profit big time. So those are the guys that I have for you getting upgraded this week. We'll have the update out tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. I'll be live right around when that drops on twitch.tv/Spore. If you feel, if you see fit to subscribe, you can get access to the Discord, where I have all 58 of my guesses, including some other diamonds and some other golds that I did not talk about in this video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. I'll get these out earlier in the future. I just had some things kind of cluster up a little bit schedule-wise, so I know it's a little bit hard to invest on a Thursday night, but in the future, I will get these out on Tuesday or at least Wednesday morning, so that you've got some wiggle room there to actually invest in. So thank you so much for watching. Take care.